Hi everyone! Ready to join us catching up on last week's trending topics? Let's jump right in. Elon Musk's XAI has officially launched Grokkipedia, an online encyclopedia he claims will purge propaganda and offer AI-verified facts. At launch, more than 800,000 entries were already live, many nearly identical to Wikipedia's. Musk says the goal is to create a neutral knowledge base, but early critics argue it's shaping up to be a right-wing echo chamber. So this is another example of Elon Musk, not being happy with the current platforms, and instead of, buying Wikipedia, which isn't for sale like Twitter was, he's just going to make his alternative version. But the problem here is that this is just another example of if I don't like the platform, or don't agree with the content of the platform I use, then I just go to another one, which doesn't solve the problem. It just kind of isolates people into their respective bubbles to get the kind of information and content that they're more biased towards. So if anything, him trying to make a solution to fix Wikipedia would actually be something that would actually be a step towards progress. Not once again saying, okay, since leftists use Wikipedia, then right-wing people use Grokkipedia. It doesn't make sense. It really just doesn't make any sense. It's just, once again, causing more divide in people and the internet by saying that this is what left-wing people use right-wing. And I just think that instead of creating echo chambers, we need to have, something where we can put in all of our input. And I think that's the real solution. But this definitely is not it. And I'd be surprised, honestly, if it has long legs to run on, because to me, this is just a platform that just serves an echo chamber, and specifically for Elon Musk. OpenAI rolled out a major update to Sora 2, introducing reusable characters that let users carry the same subject across multiple clips. The update also adds a video stitching tool for building longer, more cinematic sequences, marking a step toward full story creation. And for a limited time, Sora 2 is available without an invite in the US, Canada, Japan, and South Korea. Alright, really excited that for a short time in the US we can actually access Sora 2 without the need for access codes. I mean, it was really nice that a lot of people were sharing them, but finally this will allow more creators to utilize the platform. So this new idea of having characters is also a great idea to extend, the creation of, different videos. Even though most of the videos are, were taken from, the copyrighted characters, which is another story, this idea of being able to create your own content and, keep it consistent as well as stitching together, I think will be a good segue until the time when Sora 2 allows you to create much longer videos. So to me, this is a nice workaround that could be useful to seeing actually more full-fledged videos. Award-winning author George R.R. Martin and other writers scored a procedural win when a U.S. federal judge refused to dismiss their claims that ChatGPT's outputs may infringe their copyright, pointing to one instance where the model produced output that echoed the plot, tone, and characters of Martin's A Game of Thrones. While the ruling doesn't decide liability or fair use yet, it sets a precedent in the landmark copyright versus AI debate, and could reshape how large language models are trained and used. So this is another interesting outcome for a lot of the lawsuits we're seeing between content creators and authors against AI. Many of them have already been settled, so they haven't gone to trial. Some of them are still pending. In this case is just an initial victory because it's not outright dismissed. It doesn't actually, of course, mention or say that the model is allowed to be trained on this content for fair use. There was another lawsuit with Anthropic that kind of handled that, so to speak, by saying that it's okay to use it as long as it was paid for or not in the dark web. And so this may go the same route, but the fact remains that obviously anyone who's trying to generate anything like the next Game of Thrones can see how easy ChatGPT models are at replicating them, the characters, the setting almost verbatim. So I think there's a good case here, but I don't think it'll actually be anything that is different from the outcome that this is fair use and that the model can be trained with it. And even if it does lose, it's kind of already too late to put that back, the genie back in the bottle. Well, that's a wrap on last week's news. Make sure to join the comments and let us know what you thought of this week's top trending news. And don't forget to like and subscribe.